Most people will live their entire lives and never understand why they lost. They'll blame bad luck, wrong timing, the wrong people. But here's the truth, the cold, ugly, irreversible truth. You weren't betrayed by the world. You were betrayed by what you refused to know about it. Machiavelli didn't write a philosophy. He wrote a warning. And for 500 years, the powerful have read it in private, while the weak were told it was immoral. Ask yourself why. Why would power go to such lengths to keep certain knowledge away from you? Because knowledge is not just power. Knowledge is the weapon. And right now, most of you are walking into a battlefield completely unarmed. 13 things. 13 lessons the world will never teach you in school. Never whisper to you in church. Never hand to you with a handshake or a smile. These are the things people only learn when it's already too late. But not you. Not today. Drop dark aura in the comments right now if you're ready to hear what they don't want you to know. Let's begin. Harsh reality of the world. The world is not fair. It was never designed to be. Fairness is a story told to keep you compliant, to keep you waiting, to keep you hoping that someone, somewhere will finally recognize your worth. They won't. Power doesn't reward the deserving. It rewards the prepared. Look around you. The most ruthless men sit at the top. Not the kindest, not the most talented, the most strategic. Machiavelli saw it clearly. Men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, and deceivers. Not some men, most men. This isn't cynicism. This is calibration. The moment you stop expecting the world to be good, you start navigating it as it actually is. Predators don't announce themselves. They smile, they network, they shake your hand. And the man who refuses to see this, he becomes the resource. The stepping stone, the cautionary tale. You are living inside a hierarchy. Every room you enter, every relationship you hold, someone is gaining and someone is losing. The question is devastatingly simple. Which one are you? Wake up. The game started without your permission, and it has absolutely no plans to stop. Why most people stay weak. Weakness isn't born, it's chosen. Not consciously, not dramatically. It happens slowly, in the small surrenders, the swallowed opinions, the boundaries never drawn, the anger buried so deep it turns into depression. Most people stay weak because weakness is comfortable. Strength demands something from you. Every single day, weakness asks for nothing, and the world has engineered an entire system to keep you there. Comfortable, distracted, sedated by entertainment, approval, and the endless need to be liked. Machiavelli understood this before psychology had a name for it. He said, men will sooner forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance. Meaning, people protect what they value. And most people have been conditioned to value comfort over power, validation over respect, belonging over dominance. So they perform. They shrink. They edit themselves into something palatable and wonder why no one takes them seriously. Here's the brutal truth about nice guys. Niceness without power is just fear with a smile. The man who agrees with everyone controls no one, including himself. And then there's the trap of emotion. Most men leak their psychology everywhere. Their anger tells you how to provoke them. Their need for approval tells you how to manipulate them. Their desperation tells you exactly how little to offer them. Readable men are controllable men. The weak man thinks feeling everything makes him real. The powerful man knows that choosing what he reveals makes him dangerous. Stop performing for the crowd that would replace you tomorrow. Stop chasing acceptance from people who respect nothing but strength. Drop "I choose power" in the comments if you're done choosing comfort over dominance. Because the untouchable man was never born. He was built, deliberately, ruthlessly, and in silence. Mindset of the untouchable man. There is a certain kind of man the world cannot break. Not because life hasn't tried, not because he hasn't bled, but because somewhere along the way, he made a decision so fundamental, so irreversible that everything after it became simple. He decided that his mind was his sovereign territory, and no one gets to govern it but him. This is the foundation of the untouchable mindset. Not arrogance, not aggression, something far more dangerous, absolute internal authority. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must be both a lion and a fox. The lion to frighten wolves, the fox to recognize traps. Most men choose one. The untouchable man masters both, knowing when to dominate openly and when to move invisibly. This is not a personality. This is a discipline. The untouchable man does not need your validation. He has already validated himself through action, through sacrifice, through the private battles no one witnessed and no one applauded. His confidence doesn't come from compliments. It comes from evidence. The evidence he has built, rep by rep, decision by decision, in the dark hours when no one was watching. He is not moved by flattery. Flattery is the weapon of those who want something from you. The moment a man becomes hungry for praise, he hands his enemies the leash. The untouchable man holds his own leash, always. He controls his environment, not by shouting, but by positioning. He chooses who enters his circle with surgical precision. He eliminates chaos, not by fighting it, but by refusing to host it. He does not argue with lesser men. Argument implies that their opinion carries weight. It doesn't. He does not explain himself to those who have not earned the right to question him. He does not react. He responds when he chooses to respond at all. His standards are non-negotiable, not because he is rigid, but because he understands that a man without standards is simply a man waiting to be used. He has studied human nature the way a general studies terrain. He knows that most people operate from fear, ego, and habit, and he uses that knowledge not out of cruelty, but out of strategic clarity. He is patient where others are desperate, calm where others are chaotic, certain where others are begging for permission. This is not a man you can manipulate, not a man you can exhaust, not a man you can outlast, because he is playing a completely different game, and most people in his life don't even know the game has begun. Become this man. Not someday. Now. One decision at a time. One surrendered weakness at a time. The untouchable man was never given his power. He claimed it and never looked back. Power of silence. Most men are drowning themselves with their own mouths. Every word you speak unnecessarily is a card revealed, a position exposed, a weakness handed to whoever is paying attention, and the dangerous ones are always paying attention. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is architecture. It is the deliberate construction of mystery, authority, and psychological weight that no amount of clever words can manufacture. Machiavelli understood this with surgical precision. He observed that the man who speaks too much reveals not just his thoughts, but his fears, his desires, his insecurities, and his limits. Every unnecessary confession is a map handed to your enemies. Every emotional outburst is an invitation to be manipulated. The powerful have always known what the weak refuse to learn. Control the information. Control the dynamic. Control the room. Think about the men who command true respect, the ones who walk into spaces and shift the energy without announcing themselves. They don't fill silence, they weaponize it. They let others speak first, reveal first, commit first. They listen with predatory patience, gathering intelligence while their counterpart mistakes their quietness for weakness. That mistake is always costly. There is a profound psychological principle at work here. Human beings are deeply uncomfortable with silence. They will rush to fill it. They will over-explain, overshare, over-apologize, just to escape the tension of the quiet. The man who can sit comfortably inside silence while others unravel around him holds absolute psychological dominance in that moment. He didn't say a word, and he won. This is the power that cannot be faked. You either have the discipline to hold your silence or you don't. And most men don't, because silence requires something they've never developed: comfort with themselves. The man who is restless in silence is a man who cannot face his own mind. He talks because the quiet is too loud. He performs because stillness feels like disappearing. He explains himself endlessly because somewhere deep inside, he is terrified that without the words, no one will see his value. But here is the dark paradox. The more you explain, the less powerful you appear. The more you justify, the more guilty you seem. The more you seek to be understood, the more desperate you become. Stop explaining yourself to people who are not your equals. Stop defending your decisions to those who have never had the courage to make difficult ones. Stop filling every silence with noise just because the noise feels safer than stillness. Let them wonder, let them speculate, let them project their assumptions onto your silence, because whatever they imagine will be more powerful than anything you could have told them. Mystery is influence. Silence is leverage. Stillness is dominance. The lion does not explain his hunger. The storm does not apologize for its arrival. And the most powerful man in the room is almost never the loudest one in it. Comment "I move in silence" right now if this is hitting differently. Because what you don't say will always speak louder than what you do. And the men who finally understand that become truly, deeply, unmovably dangerous. Emotional detachment. Emotion is information. But for most men, it is a prison. They feel everything. They react to everything. Every slight, every disrespect, every moment of uncertainty sends them spiraling into behavior that destroys their position, their relationships, and their reputation, sometimes within seconds. And the worst part? They call it authenticity. They have confused being controlled by their emotions with being honest about them. They have mistaken reactivity for realness. And in doing so, they have handed every person around them a remote control, pointed directly at their psychology. Machiavelli was ruthless on this point. He wrote that a ruler who allows himself to be governed by passion will make decisions that serve the moment but destroy the future. Passion clouds calculation. Emotion distorts strategy. And a man without strategy is simply a man waiting to be outmaneuvered. Emotional detachment is not coldness. Let that be absolutely clear. It is not the absence of feeling. It is the mastery of feeling. It is the disciplined gap between stimulus and response, the space where power lives. Any animal can react. It takes a trained, dangerous, deliberate mind to pause, to assess, and to choose the response that serves the long game rather than the immediate wound. This is what separates the powerful from the merely passionate. Think about what happens when someone disrespects you in public. The average man flares immediately. His face changes. His voice rises. His body language broadcasts his injury to everyone watching. And in that single uncontrolled moment, the person who disrespected him wins. Because they now know exactly how to move him, exactly where the nerve is, exactly how much pressure it takes to make him abandon his composure and reveal his chaos. The detached man does something far more terrifying. He smiles, or he says nothing, or he simply continues, unbothered, unreadable, unchanged. And that response, that non-response, it is psychological warfare at its highest level. Because now the aggressor doesn't know if the slight landed, doesn't know if retaliation is coming, doesn't know what is happening behind those calm, unreadable eyes. Uncertainty is fear, and fear is control. The emotionally detached man doesn't just avoid losing, he forces others into a position of perpetual psychological disadvantage. Now understand this next point deeply, because it will change how you move through every room for the rest of your life. Your emotional reactions are not just personal, they are political. Every time you lose control publicly, you redistribute power away from yourself. Every time you let someone see they've wounded you, you teach them the exact weapon to use next time. Every time you argue from emotion rather than position, You signal to every observer that you can be baited, that you can be rattled, that underneath the surface, you are not as solid as you appear. Stop funding your enemies with your reactions. The discipline of emotional detachment must be built daily, not in the dramatic moments, but in the small ones. The ignored message, the passive-aggressive comment, the person who takes credit for your work, the friend who subtly undermines you in company. In each of these moments, there is a choice. React and bleed publicly. Or absorb, file it, and act strategically when the time is yours to choose. Stoicism is not suffering in silence. It is banking power in silence. Every emotion you master becomes leverage. Every reaction you refuse to give becomes a wall they cannot climb. Drop "I control my mind" in the comments if you're building this discipline right now. Because the man who cannot be emotionally moved cannot be strategically defeated. He doesn't just survive the chaos around him. He becomes the stillness inside it. And that stillness, that immovable, unreadable, disciplined calm, is the most terrifying thing a truly dangerous man can project. Master your emotions before someone else does it for you. Because in this world, someone always will. Psychological dominance. Power is not given. It is perceived. And perception, in the hands of the right man, is the most devastating weapon ever forged. Psychological dominance is not about being the biggest in the room. It is not about being the loudest, the wealthiest, or the most aggressive. It is about something far more subtle, far more permanent, and far more terrifying to those who encounter it without understanding it. It is about controlling how others think without them ever realizing they are being guided. Machiavelli called it the art of appearing. He understood that men judge by their eyes far more than by their hands. What people see, what they feel in your presence, what stories they tell themselves about who you are. This is the battlefield, not the boardroom, not the street. The battlefield is always, always inside the human mind. And the man who understands this fights every engagement on invisible terrain, where his opponent doesn't even know a war is being waged. Let's break down exactly how psychological dominance operates. Because this is not theory. This is applied architecture. These are the mechanisms the powerful use every single day, while the unaware dismiss them as personality traits. The first mechanism is frame control. Every interaction has a frame, an underlying assumption about who holds authority, who is seeking approval, and who is being evaluated. Most men unconsciously adopt the frame of whoever they perceive as higher status. They adjust their energy, their language, their posture to fit into someone else's reality. The dominant man never enters another man's frame. He sets the frame and allows others to either enter his reality or remain outside it. He is never auditioning. He is never performing. He arrives as the standard, and the room adjusts to him. The second mechanism is selective attention. The psychologically dominant man decides what deserves his focus and what does not. He does not chase. He does not pursue validation from those who withhold it. He does not increase his effort in response to someone's decreased interest. This is crucial, because the moment you chase, you communicate scarcity. You signal that the other person holds something you desperately need. And desperation is the single fastest way to transfer power from your hands into theirs. The dominant man withholds his attention as deliberately as a general withholds his reserves. He knows that attention is currency, and he spends it only where it generates returns. The third mechanism is strategic unpredictability. Machiavelli was explicit: it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But beyond fear, the most psychologically paralyzing position you can occupy in someone's mind is unpredictability. Predictable men are manageable men. If someone can anticipate your reactions, your boundaries, your breaking points, they can plan around you, manipulate around you, and ultimately neutralize you. The man who occasionally defies expectation, who responds with warmth when aggression was anticipated, with silence when an explanation was expected, with complete indifference when emotional investment was assumed. This man creates a psychological tension in others that they cannot resolve, and unresolved tension demands attention. It pulls focus. It occupies mental real estate. You live rent-free in their mind, and that is power. The fourth mechanism is the gravity of certainty. Doubt is contagious, but so is certainty. The man who moves through decisions with absolute conviction, who does not second-guess publicly, who does not seek consensus before acting, who commits fully and completely to his chosen direction. This man generates a gravitational pull that uncertain people cannot resist. People are drawn to the certain man the way the lost are drawn to light. Not because he is always right, but because his certainty feels like safety in a world drowning in confusion. And once people begin orienting themselves around your certainty, you have achieved something Machiavelli would have recognized immediately. You have become the fixed point, the axis, the one around whom others orbit without fully understanding why. This is not manipulation for its own sake. This is the natural result of a man who has done the internal work so completely, so ruthlessly, so thoroughly that his external presence becomes undeniable. Psychological dominance is not performed. It is radiated. It cannot be faked over time. But it can be built through the disciplines of silence, emotional mastery, strategic thinking, and the relentless refinement of self. The man who controls his own psychology first will always, always control the psychology of the room. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are not here to make people comfortable with your presence. You are here to be undeniable. And the truly undeniable man doesn't announce his dominance. He simply walks in, and the room already knows. Strategic patience. Every catastrophic decision in history shares a common cause. Someone moved too soon. Impatience is not ambition. Impatience is ego dressed as urgency. It is the desperate need to see results now, to prove to yourself and to others that you are moving, that you are relevant, that you are not being left behind. And that desperation, that frantic, visible need to arrive, is precisely what destroys more men than failure ever could. Machiavelli observed that the Romans never allowed a problem to fester to avoid going to war. They confronted it directly. But here is what most people miss about that lesson. The Romans chose when to engage, not when emotion demanded it, not when pride insisted, when strategy permitted. Timing is not luck. Timing is discipline weaponized. The chess master does not panic when his position looks weak. He is already thinking 7 moves beyond where his opponent's mind can reach. He understands something the impatient man never will, that the board changes, that positions shift, that the man who appears to be losing at move 12 can be completely dominant by move 30, but only if he waits, only if he holds, only if he resists the screaming internal pressure to act before the moment is truly his. This is the most underrated form of power in existence, the power to do nothing strategically. Most men interpret inaction as weakness. They see stillness as stagnation. They mistake patience for passivity, and so they move prematurely, reveal their hand unnecessarily, commit their resources before the optimal moment, and wonder why the results never match the effort. The strategic man understands that waiting is not wasting. Every day of disciplined patience is a day of intelligence gathering. Every moment of apparent stillness is a moment of internal preparation. He is sharpening while others are swinging. He is watching while others are performing. He is building while others are burning their energy on battles that don't matter. Consider the predator in nature. The apex hunter does not chase. It does not exhaust itself pursuing every moving target in its territory. It observes, it positions, it conserves energy with cold, calculated efficiency. and then moves with absolute devastating precision at the exact moment its prey is most vulnerable. This is not cruelty, this is mastery. The strategic man applies this same principle to every domain of his life: career, relationships, enemies, opportunities. He does not react to every provocation. He does not chase every opening. He does not respond to every slight that demands a response. He files it. He waits. He chooses his moment. And when that moment arrives, and it always arrives for the man disciplined enough to wait for it, he does not hesitate. He does not negotiate. He does not warn. He moves. With the full accumulated force of every day, he chose patience over impulse. There is another dimension to strategic patience that Machiavelli understood deeply: the management of opportunity. Opportunities do not announce themselves cleanly. They arrive disguised as setbacks, as rejections, as delays that feel like permanent doors closing. The impatient man sees only the surface. He sees the closed door and assumes the journey is over. He sees the setback and concludes the universe has ruled against him. The strategic man sees differently. He asks not why did this happen to me, but what does this position make possible? He understands that every apparent obstacle is terrain, and terrain can always be used by someone with the patience to study it. Napoleon didn't win his greatest battles by being the strongest. He won by waiting for his enemies to overextend, and then punishing that overextension with focused, merciless force. You must develop this same capacity, not as a tactic, as an identity. Become the man who is never rushed, never rattled by delays, never derailed by the timetables other people try to impose on your life. Your timeline belongs to you, and the moment you surrender it to external pressure, you surrender something far more valuable than time. You surrender control. Strategic patience is not comfortable. It requires you to sit with uncertainty, to hold your position while everything around you screams for you to move, to trust the long game when the short game feels more immediately satisfying. But this is exactly where most men break, and exactly where the powerful man proves his difference. Because anyone can act when the moment is easy. Only the truly dangerous man can wait, perfectly still, perfectly composed, perfectly ready, until the moment is his. Strategic patience